let's have a beautiful experience. In this video, we're going to talk about strength versus size, how to naturally increase your testosterone, your human growth hormone, and make your penis bigger. It's a beautiful thing. You gotta love it. All right, before we get started here, please do me a huge favor. Please ring the bell, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you give me that Arthur Fonzarelli thumbs up like so I say, hey, and of course, follow me on my social media. I go by Jesus_Detroit on my Instagram, Snapchat, I'm YOUNGDAYGO. And that's right, in this video we're talking about strength versus size, because you know what we're all about in the BCC, the Big Cock Consciousness, the Big Cock Collective, where I help you manifest a bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder penis, help you naturally raise your testosterone and your HGH. I'm a spiritual guide and a mentor here to expand your mind and increase your size. So without further ado, I'm here to tell you about some strength versus size truth. And what it all comes down to, like I always say, is all truths are true. You just got to find the ones that make you, you. And for that, I got to say salute, starting it off right with a pint of goodness, holding my accountability, and you can count on me waiting for you in the parking lot. That's right, Mr. Larson. Just got done doing a quick quarantine pump at the house. Feeling beautiful. About to put me a pint of goodness right inside. I'm taking this sip with you, and I feel like, you know what better place to do it than in the BCC. So again, I say salute. Oh yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Man, you gotta love it. I tell you what, there's nothing like your first beer of the day. Of course, your second or third or fourth or 10th, whatever. No, I'm all, kidding aside. I mean, I'm telling you, man, one of my favorite things to do is, putting a pint of goodness in me. Always rewarding myself for the things I put myself through with the fasting and whatnot, and to each their own on what they're gonna do to for your diet and your exercise techniques. Me, I always incorporate and take advantage of the intermittent fasting, which works beautifully for me because I'm the type of guy that when I eat huge, I eat fast, and I don't got time to count calories, this and that all day. Not to say that that's a wrong way. That works for you, then you go ahead and do you, boo-boo. But to me, the fast is the best truth for me because, and like I said, I used to do crazy fast. We're talking 75 hours, 90 hours, dry fast, no water. I got videos in the beginning where if you really dig down my archives where you can see, where I would be breaking my fast in my yard after, going, probably like 90 hours, 72 hours. And what I can tell you about those type of fasts is, it's more after, like a day or two, like the benefits become more mental than anything, because, there's a whole bunch of beliefs that you can get behind of. And I always, like I say, I'm always on the side of the good, the side of the grow, the side of the flow. And when we're talking about that, we're talking like, whenever you're going into the fast, always, talking about the benefits of what it does. Naturally raising your HGH and your testosterone is something that is scientifically proven, and I'm not here to discredit science, but I don't discredit magic. And I feel that as long as you put your put your mind into it and you really feel that what you're doing is real, that's how you're gonna have it come true. Like Rocky Balboa says, nothing's real unless you believe in yourself. So I mean, these are things that you got to do along the way for you to feel something. And I teach their own. I'm not saying to do any of those fasts, but I mean, like I said, for the most part, a 15-hour fast is all you've got to do in a day to really incorporate the HGH, and all the insulin and all that type of scientific terminology for the benefits of raising your metabolism, burning the fat, and keeping the muscle while building the muscle. And that is the hustle that I like to go with, and that's what I grow with, because me, I like to eat my carbs. I like to not have to count on every calorie and macro and this and that. And like, to me, if you want to scientifically dissect your diet, then that's what you got to do. And I feel that, behind every type of, program that you put yourself through, like that astronaut guy that I've been hearing on the commercials. I don't know his name, but he always says that, when an astronaut goes out into space, they're not, they're not crossing their fingers hoping that they make it up there. They're knowing that they're going to do it because they believe in what they do. They got all the scientific facts, and they believe in those facts. And the knowing is the knowledge. And whether you need a fact to back up the fact to make it a fact, Jack, then that's what you got to do. But to me, I feel that if you believe what you're doing is true, that's enough for you to get through. And that's really what it all comes down to. And when we're talking about strength versus size today, there's a whole bunch of different ways and different camps of beliefs of, people that will be like, well, yeah, if you want to really gain the size, you're going to want to lift heavy, dense weight, and it works your muscle 2 fibers versus your muscle 1 fibers. And it's just like, dude, it's pretty much a bunch of bro science at this point, because, I'm not to say that you can't dissect it scientifically. Again, this may or may not be, but be as it may, you're the one that's going to decide what you feel. To me, the feel is real, and it's like, all right, you want to go bench press a Buick, then by all means, that's what you got to do. And I'm the type of guy that I've incorporated heavy weight, for quite some time at a period in my life, and I've been able to get tremendous results working more or less with the lighter weight. And I feel that most of you in this quarantine type of zone might not have the the ability to utilize heavy weights because you ain't being able to go to the gym and whatnot. And what I always preach here in the BCC is you becoming your own gym anyways. And this is really the time where where we can thrive, man, because like I always say, in the time of chaos is like I thrive in the time of chaos. Every single day I thrive. These are things that you can write down and rhyme. And when we're talking about being able to go through the flow of not having to you have to rely on a gym, this is what I'm always talking about. And it's like, whenever, finally the stuff, the shit hits the fan, and what are you going to do? Here we are, man. We're able to, incorporate the at-home workouts and a whole bunch of other techniques. And, people that you usually are lifting heavy are starting to realize that, the body weight and the bands and the other types of exercise is going to give them more results, or just as much results, or continuously making gains is what's been going on. And like I've been saying, the whole collective shift of the way that everybody's in the at-home workout zone is definitely making the body weight and everything more, practical and more utilized to what we're doing, because everybody's on the side right now. You got a whole bunch of fitness guys that really have to get behind this because this is their bread and butter. This is their body. This is what we thrive on. And you know what? If you can't, if you ain't got the keys to the golden gates, we're going to have to create the golden place now. And that's what we're going with by, creating our own bunker of, at-home gyms. And some people are blessed to have, their at-home equipment to continuously be a meathead. But at the same time, like, if that's how you're normally working out anyways, then, you're lucky you didn't really have to make a change. But for the ones that had to really, go into doing something different, this is a beautiful time to grow, because that's the most growth that can occur is when you step outside your comfort zone. Like I always say, whenever you incorporate, brand new exercise to your whole regimen, and, like I say, anything and everything will work, especially if you're brand new to it, because the body, will acclimate to whatever you're throwing at it every single time. And the fact that we're like in a quarantine type of time, you're able to, go with the flow of the grow. And, today, one day you might be doing like a full body type of workout. The next day you might be able to, like, I can hit some squats, some type of, kettlebell or some dumbbell, throw them up, whatever you got to make this work. Doesn't matter even if you have a dumbbell, or maybe we'll do some wall sits or some type of, some type of motion, because you got to understand this. When we're talking about, incorporating your size, incorporating body weight exercises and strength versus size, strength and size are like, they're almost two different lanes, because you can have some mighty mouse of a guy that can bench press a Buick, and then you could have a big guy, a big lumberjack that can't bench nothing, and the big lumberjack's gonna look, you know, like the guy that's, you know, the alpha strong guy, and this guy is packing the strength, and you wouldn't know it. And strength isn't necessarily, you know, the key to the size. And like I said, man, you're gonna have so many different people that will tell you why this, that, and the other, but you're gonna be able to realize that the feel is real. So, like, you know, and another thing, like when you're talking about brute strength versus bench press strength, they're two different lanes, they're two different worlds apart, because you can meet a guy, some like high school jock that's benching 400 pounds like nothing, right? And then you meet some 50-year-old farmer that will still be able to throw that kid through a brick wall, just because he's got the brute strength, and he's got huge forearms and just like big hands and different types of muscle fibers and strength that this guy's lifting up farm equipment and other types of things, where the bench press is just a fixed exercise. Arm curls are a fixed exercise. Military is a fixed exercise. Weightlifting is really more fixed in the motion of strength, and that's why you got a whole bunch of different types of exercise for like people that want to be able to incorporate everyday strength with their, you know, with their go. And that might not necessarily be putting size on people, you know, because you'll see a guy that's like, you know, so tough, you know, that's just tough. You know, Brooke Shithouse is a tough son, you know, tough mother. You know what I mean? You never met a motherfucker quite like me. You know, I had to get you some Kid Rock flow. You know how we go in the BCC, Detroit Rock City. I had to get it at you real quick. But anyways, like, you know, while I'm rambling like a monkey in a tree, Forrest Gump analogy, I just had to say, you know, a couple things about strength is, you know, for the most part, it's not the whole shebang of the show, and that's something that you really ought to know when you're getting into, you know, putting on size, naturally raising your testosterone, your human growth hormone, anyways, because you don't have to listen to the guy that tells you need to lift heavy weights. And you got to understand that there's ways, like when I'm talking about brute strength and people that naturally, you know, have that, you know, that manly, yeah, you know, type of that type of you know, that manly type of strength, you know, from just being like the type of guy that's like, you know, if you ever really meet a person that is a lumberjack that's cutting trees down, you're gonna meet a strong, ripped up, you know, person that's just got like, you know, huge forearms and just really manly strength. And this guy's never gonna, like, he's not gonna be a guy with a gym memberships, you know, most of the time. And whatever that guy's got, you're not gonna be able to build in a gym. Or I'm not to say that you can't build what he's got in a gym, but from traditional type of basic exercise, that guy's going to be able to, you know, like I said, throw you through a wall, where you're going to be able to throw up, you know, a Buick, you know what I mean, or on the bench press, you know. So it's all different types of tendon strength and balance and that kind of thing. But be as it may, if you're out there swinging a sledgehammer, digging a ditch with a shovel, you're going to understand, you know, and these things aren't necessarily the heaviest objects, but when you're swinging at that thing around, you're digging all day, you're swinging all day, you're going to understand we're going to make that huge piece of meat, swing at the knees, throb to the pecs, making you your best. Go ahead, give it a kiss. How you doing? We're talking about, you know, not getting in your own way as usual. You know, me always doing that wu-wei flow, path of least resistance, just to let you know. And when we're talking in this flow about, you know, naturally raising your testosterone, and of course, you know, utilizing, getting out in the yard and go ahead and dig in a ditch might be something that you might want to do to incorporate some size. And, you know, you might have the time to do it. Go ahead and install a French drain, get on the YouTube, whatever you got to do. Or if you got to go dig a hole, I mean, why not? Get out there and start swinging a hammer away, and you're going to definitely be able to incorporate testosterone. And, of course, you know, putting yourself in the positions of, you know, like the squat. And like me, like in my Groga practice, I definitely incorporate, you know, squeezing out Kegels while I'm in these positions. But be as it may, you got to be safe with what you're doing, because you got to know that you're, you know, that you're growing. And when you're in those, when you're flexing out a Kegel, when you're in that, you know, that low squat position, and like I said, you don't have to have 1,000,000 pounds on your back, like, you know, some like, yeah, squats are the king exercise. You gotta squat. First you gotta squat, and then you gotta squat again, and then you gotta keep squat. It's like, listen, you don't know squat. My name is Jack. You're gonna find yourself eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river. I just had to hit you with a Chris Farley line because I just was thinking about that line when he's just like, you're gonna find yourself, you know, wanting to go out there and grip the world by the palm and grab it on and reach it and stick it in your pocket. But you're gonna realize that you ain't gonna end up to be jack squat. I don't know why I just had to just say that, man. Like I said, man, the smile is divine. It's made inside the mind. And that's really what it all comes down to every day anyways. You got to make sure that you're smiling because we all come from energy. We all come from love. We all come from laughter. And whenever you're doing that, you are paying homage. You are paying a tribute to how we came here, man. And that's really what it all comes down to every day, man. Never forget that, man. We're more than Jag Squad. That's just a joke to make you laugh. And what we're talking about is you're a beautiful person every single day. You ought to know that. And like I say, before my feet hit the ground, go ahead. You know the sound. You know what you got to do every day before you wake up. Before you got a breath, you can recollect. Go ahead and do this with me. You know it feels beautiful. I got a shot today. I feel beautiful because gratitude is the attitude. You got to be thankful every single day that you woke up today, that you got a shot. A shot at what? Shot of life. And that's a beautiful thing that you ought to know. And you know what? While I'm going with this flow, I got to go ahead and show you that energy is neither destroyed nor created. So we're going to go ahead and just out of the air and let you know that you can get a pump without any weight in your hand because it's your mind that increases the size. It has nothing to do with how much weight that you lift, and it has what to do with your heart. It has to do with you putting your mind into the size, understanding that you can increase your size, understanding that these positive mantras that I be saying are real. And whenever you're putting it into you, you're going to definitely feel it. And Arnold Schwarzenegger will always talk about when I go to the gym, I get the pump and it's like I'm coming like, yeah, that's right, man. When I work out in aroused states, and definitely being able to utilize the cock ring technique patented by me in the BCC. These techniques are coming to me frequently and abundantly every day because I'm a conduit for growth, and I'm able to utilize different types of technique to help you manifest the size. And I'm getting tremendous results, and I'm helping out plenty of people along the way. And like I said, I'm here to help you. So what we're talking about is, I usually say, you got to say my favorite mantras along the way. I am so happy and grateful that my huge, beautiful muscles are growing bigger, harder, stronger, more defined, abundantly. And then don't forget, I am magic, I am divine, and the universe is on my side. And like Paramahansa Yogananda says, the mind is the wielder of muscle. He's the one that brought that, the book, the autobiography of a yogi, bringing people yoga to the West. And man, I'm really getting pumped right now, man. Detroit Rock City. We got the long hair flowing, skin glowing, spirit knowing I'm doing something right. And when we're going with this flow, I'm letting you know that you can always grow. And that's why you got to go ahead and say the beautiful mantras. I love to just say another for the penis. I'm so happy and grateful that my huge, beautiful penis is growing bigger, wider, thicker, longer, stronger, and harder, abundantly. And then, of course, when you got to get one last rep out, you go ahead and you scream and you shout. If you have the means to be able to do it, but at least feel it in your head. Feel this grow and just explode and say, I am magic, I am divine, and I can increase my size. Oh, yeah, getting lit, 2020, getting ripped. Let's grow huge, man. It's a beautiful thing. Growing to the giant gods that we are. We're talking about not worrying about the little gremlins at your feet. Just having that huge piece of meat. Swing at the knees. Drop the apex. Give it a kiss. How you doing? We ain't worried about the little gremlins at your feet. Of course, we ain't stopping on your best friend's house either. We're just here to spread love because we're huge giants of love. And like I always say, my favorite matrix hack, no matter what, whenever you go out there, no matter who comes across your mind, just always intend on that person, that soul, whether the thought is good, bad, or neutral. You got to go back to that and just say, I intend on that person, that soul, to have a beautiful day, to feel love in some kind of way. And you go along your day, and you just hacked the matrix. You just made the world a better place. And that's what we're always coming with today. Of course, I got to say salute again. Make sure you guys are following me on my social media. You got my wolf and my bear, and you know, my kids see taking care of the neighborhood. Salute. I'm telling you, I can't even wait till the end to finish that thing. And I'm gonna be cracking me another one, maybe cracking me some eggs, making me an omelet. And like I said, make sure if you guys are interested, intrigued, drop me a line and email me, and I'll put something together for you that will really intrigue you and surprise you and help you, manifest the size in this time. Because in these types of times, these are when we thrive. I thrive every day. Don't forget that flow. And like I said, man, I'll be here for you. So go ahead and drop me a line, get in the social media, check everything out. We're gonna have plenty more beautiful experiences to come. And I'll be seeing you around, man. I intend on you guys to feel some love today, be some love today. Let's grow huge, let's be beautiful. I love you guys. I'll be seeing you around. Peace.